Good evening all. Today we will discuss on the Central European Revolt. Okay, it is after the French Revolution of 1848 that the widespread revolutionary spirit that started everywhere, every part, every nook and corner in the European, Central European territories. So, everywhere you find the spirit of nationalism in during these centuries. So, the revolution that broke out from the Baltic region to the Mediterranean Sea, and that is from France to Russian frontier. And finally, Russia underwent the revolution. It is in the 19th century, but today we will discuss about the Central Europe, that is concerning Germany, Italy, Austria. So, first we will discuss on the Austrian Empire, how the revolutionary effect we found here. Let's discuss on the Austrian Empire first. How Austria and Hungary separated and the partition made. That means the whole of the Austrian Empire that will be disrupted. So let's discuss on it. That is the Hungarians and the role of Louis Kossuth. Okay, the leader, his name was Louis Kossuth, and what the Hungarians did. Hungary, the Hungarians were the first to revolt in the central part of Europe. What they did? For several years, the nationalistic and reforms movements had been in progress in Hungary. The institutions of Hungary were thoroughly medieval actually, but there were the nobilities alone possessed political power. Nobility class, nobility section, they only possessed political power, not the commoners. And at the same time, there begins they entirely exempted from the taxation at the same time. So what happened then? A liberal and democratic party that nourished on the ideas of the Western Europe. So that had grown up, and that was led by Louis Kossuth. Okay, Louis Kossuth was the leader of that and that liberal democratic party, and that is one of the Hungarians' greatest. He was regarded as the Hungarians' hero. And second person was the Francis Drake. His name was one is Louis Kossuth and another one is Francis Drake. These two persons created the feelings of nationalism in Hungary. Louis Kossuth, who first was the editor of a paper which describes the vivid and liberal ideas that debated in the Hungarian Diet. It was openly declared to all the people's knowledge. So when it was forbidden by the government to print these reports. So what he will do now? He then added by lithographed. Then when it was forbidden, then another process he applied, that he then, to make the theme come to the limelight, he then write down by his own hand and published it to the knowledge of the people. So by any disturbances, he continued to make all the activities, political activities, to brought to the knowledge of the people, and finally he was arrested and sentenced to prison. During his imprisonment, that is for 3 years, Kossuth applied himself to serious studies, particularly English language, which that helped him in such a way that he, by that having the knowledge of English, he get the audiences, that is in England and in United States. Finally, when in 1840 he was released, he obtained permissions to edit a daily newspaper. Okay, so this was happened with Kossuth. Then what was the demands of the Hungarians? Following the ideas of Kossuth, then his great democratic ideals that helped for the progress of nationalism in Hungary, and he demanded reforms in every department of. In Italy also, the victory was led by the army, and the rulers of Tuscany, Naples, and the Papal States. They also destroyed the national activity of their people. Means the revolutionary activities were also suppressed in these areas. So on July 25, 1840, Radziecki defeated Charles Albert at the Battle of Kostoja. Okay, so however the rebels in Lombard and the activities that is done by Charles Albert of Piedmont, all activities were suppressed, and finally the Austrian army was successfully repel the revolutionary activities in Italy. So finally, in the summer of 1848, the Austrian government was successfully recovered some of its territories and its power in Italy. So the accession of the Francis Joseph I in Francis Joseph I was the nephew of the Emperor Ferdinand, and he was abdicated. He was forcefully abdicated, and then he was succeeded by his nephew in December 2, 1848, and his name was Francis Joseph I. He was a strong monarch. Okay, he was very powerful, and now he was preparing to subdue Hungary also. As she had subdued Bohemia, he wanted to subdue Hungary. Hungary actually for a long time it was in the conflict, going so far to the as to declare to its independence. It was now the time that Francis Joseph I, he was very powerful, and he started to occupy the same old power. He wanted that, and for that he tried to recover the territories again. So whatever happened to these territories who actually tried for their independence during the 1848, but gradually they lost their independence in 1849 and onwards. But it is not in our topic. Our topic only concerned to 1815 to 1848, the triumph of the revolutionary movement. Up to that extent you will write down, not more than that, because in the module 5 you will find the success of these revolutionary activities, that is the unification of Germany and unification of Italy. You will have the further more studies about this topic, and we will discuss it in module 5, that is the nationalism, the varieties of nationalism and the remarking of states in the 19th and 20th century, that is intellectual current popular movements and the formation of the national identities in Germany and Italy. That means that is the unification of Germany and the unification of Italy. Then continuously we must discuss it, this chapter with that chapter, that will be easy for you, for your understanding. Then we will continue the module 3 and 4. Then that means after module 2 we will discuss the module 5. Okay, or it will helpful for you that there will be a continuous study, that this is going on the revolutionary activities, that is finally helpful for the unification movements, popular unification movements in Germany and Italy, how it continued. Just look, in during 1848, December 1848, Francis Joseph I was he usurped the power, he snatched the power from Ferdinand, Emperor Ferdinand of Austria, and he now wanted to subdue the other territories which by their revolutionary activities they made themselves independent, and they declared their independence and they demanded their constitution, whatever, during 1848. Now Austria, as a stronger country, it wanted to subdue again these territories under its control. So finally there will be continuous fights, and the people also continuously they tried for their independence, and gradually this will continue, and especially in Italy and in Germany. So what happened to Kossuth? Okay, he after when there was a conflict that started, the Austrian government they sought for the help of Russian Tsar, that is Nicholas I, who invaded the country, and finally they stamped out the independence. Finally, in Austria and Hungary, the revolution broke out, and the fall of Metternich was successful. Then the revolutionary activity in Hungary, where you find that Kossuth, the spell of Kossuth, the oratory of Kossuth, that worked a lot and influenced the people at Vienna also. And so now the action of the Viennese, and the reaction that is on Hungary, and the Hungarian diet that was dominated by the reforms and the national enthusiasm, all these happened, and finally the fans of Kossuth, and they shouted for the revolutionary success, and finally in March 15 with his end and succeeded the revolution, and the famous March laws that was passed, by which the process of reforming and modernizing Hungary was started. So these celebrated laws represented the demands of the Hungarian National Party led by Kossuth. They swept away the old aristocracy. These days are referred as the success of the March, the month of March in 1848. Those days are famous March days. These days are the triumph of the revolutionary activities. So this is all about your today's topic. In the next topic, we will discuss on that is module 3. Okay, thanks to all of you.